Hello, in this video I'm going to go over style page drops for dungeons and how to figure out when they are active, the ways you can discover this and how to obtain them if that's something that you want to do. So let's get into it. There are three main ways of learning when these mask drops are active. One of the biggest and best ways I think is to uh, basically follow the Elder Scrolls Online on a social media account, and then when they announce that they have done what is called a Crown Store showcase, then this will tell you what mask drops are coming up in the upcoming month, and you can kind of make a note of that ahead of time. That is probably the best way, in my opinion, to do that, because then you can get some advancement on when it's going to drop and know how long it will be active. That's one of the best ways, in my opinion. If you're not into that, then you can do a couple of different things. The other thing is when a mask is active on a dungeon for a possible drop, you can always verify in the Crown Store. And then if you see an arms pack like this from a dungeon, that will tell you that there is an active mask being dropped as well, because they only have these arms packs active when the actual monster mask is active. And so you can look at the collections, go in here and then look into armors and then go to helmets. And then there's a section for Undaunted masks. If you go past the light and the medium and the heavy, it's the next section here of Undaunted masks. And that's where you're going to be able to find the listings, or I should say the availability. Not all of them are going to be listed here. So for example, Stonekeeper here is available right now. Sometimes they're grayed out, but sometimes the new ones are not actually listed here until you actually obtain it. So keep that in mind. But these are in alphabetical order. And then another way you can locate whether or not a mask is actively dropping is when you go to an Undaunted vendor and you go to the store. When you see the shoulder piece active here like this, that means that dungeon has an active monster mask that corresponds it. So that is the three ways to learn how to determine whether or not a mask is active. Is when you see them in the Crown Store showcase, if the arms pack is active, or if you see a shoulder shoulder page right here active on the vendor. One quick note on the shoulder pages. Um, I would suggest trying to get them through this one key coffer. In most cases, I've done this, and I've maybe spent 10 keys rather than the full 50, and I've eventually gotten the page. I would especially recommend that if you have the hard mode clear, because that will increase your chance of obtaining the shoulder piece from this coffer right here if you have the whole hard mode clear objective on the dungeon. There's a really easy way you can tell. So for example, for the achievement, you have to figure out which DLC dungeon it's from. That may take me a second here. I think it was. Okay, so here we go. Uh, this is Vault Cracker. This is the hard mode achievement right here. So you defeat Stonekeeper after pressing the Veracity Verifier. So basically, as long as you have this hard mode achievement done, then you will have an increased drop. Now, I'm not sure what it is. Normally, it's probably a very low percentage drop, and I've seen in some circles that it doubles your chances. I don't know what the percentage is or what the real numbers are on it. It just says that it increases your chance to obtain it if you have the hard mode clear. Now, one note of clarification, you do not have to run the dungeon on hard mode. every time. You just have to have the achievement in order to get that increase. So do keep that in mind. That's something that sometimes gets misconstrued. It does not increase your chance to obtain it by running it on hard mode. It just increases the chance to get it if you have the achievement itself obtained. So do keep that in mind. So I will say sometimes these mask runs are a bit of a slog, and I've become a little bit burnt out on trying going for those. And what I've done since the Infinite Archive has become available to us, and they have a vendor inside the Infinite Archive, I tend to run Infinite Archive quite often and obtain masks that way because it's a guarantee, which is a lot easier to get. Um, I've had some mask runs in the past before Infinite Archive was a live thing, where I had to run the dungeon for days and days and days, and I still didn't get it. So, um, but the vendor, if you go to the eastern side over here, where this big background is here, and Filer Ool is the weekly vendor that resets every Tuesday, and then you come in here and you can check to see which mask is active. And right now, in the Infinite Archive, it's Mother Cyanate, however you say that. And you can get this for 15,000 fortunes. Maybe take you a couple hours of running the archive to get that, especially if you go into like arc 3 or 4 per run. It really doesn't take that long, and then you get at least it's a guaranteed drop rather than trying to run that dungeon over and over and over again. I know it can be kind of hard to maybe find a good group to run a dungeon multiple times, and so you can. This is something here that you can do solo or just with one person, so it makes it a little easier to obtain. Um, so keep an eye on the inventory in here. This resets every Tuesday at um, noon Eastern time, I believe is the reset time. So you have a whole week every time these are up. Run the Infinite Archive a couple days a week and get your fortunes up, and you can buy those pages in a guaranteed drop. So that would be my recommendation. But I wanted to make a video on this because I know there's been some confusion that I've seen where people are maybe not even aware of when these are active, how they operate, and how to determine when they're on. So I thought I would make a video to share that to see if that helps. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. I've got over 250 videos on the Elder Scrolls Online. If you check out my YouTube channel, go down to my created playlists and see all of my organized content there. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in another video. Bye.